Well, there is. They haven't found it yet. In fact, the Israelis have a joke. They said that when Moses crossed the Red Sea, he made a wrong turn. He should have went the other way, and where the Arab nations discovered so much oil.
So all of this fighting is over this tiny little sliver of land in which there is little or no oil. It's amazing to me. Ken, let's get back to the practicality of the situation. What do you do with, and because everybody recognizes the label, we'll call them Palestinians, and what do you do with Israelis in terms of occupying the same property? How do you come to some kind of reconciliation? Whose way would work and whose way wouldn't work? Any thoughts on that?
Well, there's various ways of trying to solve the problem. One is what the UN has tried to do, and what the American president is now trying to do, superimpose a solution on the Jews in which the Palestinians would be favored. Actually, you have a peace process that the UN and the American president is promoting, and the Palestinians will finally sign a peace treaty. But what is unknown, or vastly not known too much, is that back in Cairo in 1974...
All right, now, folks, listen carefully to this. This is an important point coming. I know what's coming.
The Palestinian Governing Council had a meeting session, and they developed what they call the two-stage strategy. First, they would accept by peace negotiation, they would try to acquire as much land as possible. And then they would use the land that they acquired as a springboard so that X number of years later, whenever the opportunity presented themselves, they would use that Palestinian state as a springboard to take over all of Israel in conjunction with Arab nations from the surrounding countries attacking from without and the Palestinians attacking from within the Jewish state, and hopefully they would destroy the Jewish state. That is the two-phase strategy.
All right, so wait. Let's pause and consider here for a second. So you're saying in 1974 the Palestinian Governing Council put this down in writing as their approach to the conflict. Step number one, establish a presence through peace negotiations, so that B, step number two, you can take over all of the land by force.
Yes. Now, I'm looking at a map. Too bad we don't have television here.
Hold it up to the microphone and see if that works.
But you've heard of the West Bank.
Yes.
And the West Bank is the big issue. Should there be a Palestinian state over the whole of the West Bank, part of the West Bank, how much of the West Bank? And, of course, the Palestinians feel they should have a state over the whole of the West Bank. Now, the problem with the Palestinian state in the West Bank is that at one juncture, the West Bank bulges out west, so that between the western boundary of the West Bank and the Mediterranean Sea, which is the western boundary of Israel, is only 10-mile stretch. If the Palestinians had a state in the West Bank, they could shoot, and in this 10-mile stretch from Tel Aviv up to Haifa, south of Haifa, 80% of the Jewish population lives, and most of their commerce and industry is in that area. A Palestinian state could just send rockets in this 10-mile wide area and just destroy all of Israel's industry, all of Israel's commerce. This just shows you how this Palestinian state in the West Bank could easily become a springboard to destroy Israel from within, while the Arab nations, in conjunction with that, would attack from without.
And also what that does is that divides Israel into a northern section and a southern section, because you cut it out right in the middle. And so what you're saying is that by taking over the West Bank, as they are pushing to do, it puts the national polity of Israel in grave danger, especially in light of the 1974 Palestinian Governing Council decision to negotiate through peace, step one, so you can take over the land through force, step two. There's no better way to do that than to divide your enemy and conquer. So you see that from the Palestinian perspective. Now, when we come back from the break, I'm going to ask Ken, well, what would be the Israeli perspective or the Israeli solution to find a way to live with everybody and, hey, can't we all get along?
This is Jonathan and Rick with Christian Question. Should it be Israel or Palestine? With our special guest, Ken Rawson. Grab your Bibles. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Christian Questions.